Good afternoon. This is Sherry with Studio 28E, and I'm here today to bring you a kind of a brief rundown of how I did some cabbage dyeing with my papers. Here are the instructions. You're going to boil a head of red cabbage until the cabbage is fully cooked. And if you quarter it, it'll cook faster. Let it sit until cool. Measure out about 2.5 cups of the broth or tea, whatever you want to call it. Heat it in the microwave until hot. Add about 1/2 teaspoon of alum. You can add a little more, a little less, it's up to you. It needs to dissolve in the warm water. Then add 1 to 2 ounces of vinegar. It's going to look purple, but nothing came out purple. And then dip the paper in it like you would if you were how you normally dye paper with coffee or tea or whatever you might use. And then lay it on whatever you're going to dry it on, and then dry it in the oven or air dry it. You can layer it, that's what I do with everything else. I layer it and do like 3 or 4 layers at a time and use the oven. So normally it's supposed to be about 210. I hike it up, but the temperature up to like 350, but I stand right there, so I don't ever leave it. But I'm not going to recommend that. That's up to you, and you need to keep an eye on the paper, or else you'll have a fire in your oven. So here are the samples of the papers that I dyed using them. As you can see, they're very blue. Now, I did notice one thing when I did this. Take a good look at these and see if maybe you can guess what I'm going to tell you next. The color is beautiful. I think I like the blue better than I like the blue with the food coloring. Not sure yet though. But for some reason, this dye creates bubbles. So I'm not sure if it's the alum, if it's the vinegar, or the combination. But I like the paper, but it's just not what we're used to seeing. And here's where I had put the doilies. And on this side you can see where just the bubbles formed between the papers. And it does make an interesting pattern. It especially would be nice, I think, for underwater, an underwater scene or a beach, journal or whatever. And I'll just quickly thumb through these. This was done on 28-pound premium white paper, I believe. It was from Staples. Staples. That's one side, and here's another side. And so you can see the bubbles. There was a little flower there, and there's the doilies. Look, I got a fish. And you don't seem to get the same designs on both sides of the paper, so but it's interesting because it almost looks like coral. The alum was dissolved, so it's not like it's gritty, like there was alum there. And you do have to be careful because it will stick to the pan. This one I used a barbecuing grate. They're disposable. I bought them at Walmart for like $3. I've been using them since last year, I think. They're pretty. This side, you can see where I spread it out with my hand on this side, and it just stayed there. It doesn't really smell like cabbage or vinegar or anything. No pickled beets or pickled cabbage. That's where I use the doily again and a punch. And some more where I used doilies and butterflies, I believe that was. And here's the other side. A little bit darker. Well, it's a totally different doily. It's a different size doily, but definitely usable. They do have a lot of interest in them, I think. I don't know. I'm going to try to thaw out my avocado dye. Supposedly that'll turn purple once it's thawed out. We'll see what happens. just remember to keep checking your oven. Make sure nothing is burning. Isn't this, I love this. This was a great, I think that went inside of an old microwave and I saved it. And I guess I was put the paper on the wrong way. I was thinking I was going to write on it that way, but it doesn't matter. It's just a design. But it almost looks like there's a design in the stripes. I think it's the only one I have. Here's one that was sitting on top of it. This one got a little dark, but it's still usable. You know, you can always cut around those spots. This is one I use the circle. It also goes on the grill, but it has circles in it. And see, it stuck to the pan, so it ripped off the edge. But, you know. Don't you just love how I did my nails? Nice and blue, purple. But I think they're pretty. I think the colors are great. This one had a little bit of the polka dots come through. This is a huge doily that I did. That's the other side where there's some little flowers and the heart. There's another one. It's a heart and some flowers. And I really like this too. That's that big doily. And the air bubbles must have got under it and didn't take the whole impression, but that's alright. Here's one that got a little overcooked. That's fine too. This one as well. Maybe they were hanging off the pan or something. But they just look like they, you know, I mean, lots of times pages get trimmed anyway, so that might not show. But if it does, it does. It's that big, one of those big doilies. Now this is blue. This is bluer than blue. I love this. So I've got to figure out how to get something solid like this. And here's part of that doily. And this is the last one I have in here to show you. It's got that grate for the grill, and then the side is, you know, has more blue on it. So, I don't know, maybe the secret is to soak them, or maybe they're the ones that I let, you know, stand while I was waiting for the others to come out of the oven. I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out so I can get a more solid blue out of them. Well, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can contact me through Facebook, or you can email me. I'll leave the link below to my email. And I think that just about covers it. I may end up putting some of these in my shop for sale. If the others come out okay, I might put in some bundles of 5 or 10. But we'll see how that goes. If anybody shows interest, then I might do it. I will talk to you later. Thank you.